Mesdames et messieurs.
Thank you very much for having me today. I'd like to thank you all. Thank you, Mr. Garand and Ms. Vignola. My name is Luc Sabourin. I'm 55 years old. I'm a father of 2 young children, a 16-year-old girl and a 12-year-old boy. I am an internal federal whistleblower. I was the main operator for quality control of critical and specific information entries into a federal database that contributed in part to national and international security. I have held the highest restricted security clearance in the exercise of my duties in operational environments for the Canadian government, and that for 26 years of service without incident in my career record. My career began on August 13, 1990, and ended abruptly and tragically on February 16, 2016. During the period of March 2009 to February 2016, I witnessed several instances of wrongdoing and criminal acts in my workplace. On February 16, 2016, I received a supposed administrative dismissal, and this administrative procedure was the final phase on the part of my employer after 8 years of psychological, physical, and administrative harassment. This disguised dismissal was a major retaliatory step on the part of the employer for 2 reasons. An external investigation, but an extremely limited one and under administrative control, revealed and demonstrated that the employer was guilty of harassment against me. Second, I used the internal disclosure process, and I religiously followed the employer's internal guidelines and protocols on disclosure of wrongdoing and criminal acts in the federal workplace. A major campaign of retaliation against me was initiated by management and fellow employees with the sole purpose of harming and destroying me in order to catch me in the act and justify a dismissal. This was for 8 years. I was the victim of extremely excessive psychological, physical, administrative harassment in the workplace, as well as a smear campaign, abusive management, and unjustified threats on behalf of colleagues and management staff to the point of my psychological collapse. In 2015, I had reached the point of psychological breakdown, and I made an unsuccessful suicide attempt. Today, life is giving me a new chance that allows me to speak on behalf of those who are no longer with us, some of my colleagues, and those who are present. No one should have to experience what whistleblowers are subjected to at the hand of the employer. I asked for help from the president of my workplace, from my federal Liberal MP, as well as the Minister of Public Safety, the Minister of Justice, and I also filed a complaint with the RCMP with no success to date. Today, I am in permanent medical retirement. I am a physically, mentally, and financially destroyed person. My personal life and my professional career has been destroyed, and the future is uncertain for me and my family. I can assure you with great certainty that the Government of Canada and the people of Canada had an experienced public servant with integrity and transparency in representing their interests. And it is for these reasons that the employer actually terminated my career as a federal public servant. It is imperative for all of our sakes to amend the current law by adopting C290 for federal whistleblowers in order to protect them and save the lives of whistleblowing public servants in the interest of transparency and justice. Democracy and public safety must be protected from potentially destructive and illegal situations within the federal public sector. Thank you very much for listening.